What's up, everybody? It's Scott Neal from Scott Neal Real Estate, and today I've got Greg Ivy, our buyer agent extraordinaire, who's on our team here. And today we're going to discuss why you suck at converting internet leads. And the reason why I've got Greg here today is because over the last year and a half since Greg has become an agent on our team, 69% of his entire business has come from internet leads. And before that, Greg spent about 3 years here on our team as an inside sales agent. And all Greg did every single day was make calls to internet leads and buyers and sellers, but mostly buyers. And Greg's job during that time was to set up in-office appointments for the other agents here on our team. So that's why I wanted to have Greg here. And we've just jotted down a few reasons why agents have such a tough time converting internet leads. You know, Greg, we're in a couple of these Facebook groups.
Correct.
And we see agents complaining all the time about Facebook leads and Google leads. What are some of the things that you hear? I'll tell you what I hear is, man, internet leads, they just don't work. You know, they don't want to talk to me. And I think that probably the agent's expectations are a little off. What do you think?
Absolutely. Most of the time, they're saying, you know, these leads suck. They're just horrible. They're not quality. I think a lot of it's just people aren't giving it enough time, or they're not having enough patience, or they just don't know what they're doing. Most importantly is that it's not an overnight process. Actually, I'm working with a client right now that's an internet lead that we first started speaking with, I think, nearly 2 years ago, and we're talking about making an offer today. And that's very common. It's not something that you have an initial first conversation and they're not ready to purchase right now.
And you've got a closing coming up this month.
Correct.
From someone that you've been talking with for about a year and a half now.
Correct.
That was an internet lead, a home search sign up. So we've got 3 really good reasons why you as an agent suck at converting internet leads. Reason number 1, you've got to realize that they didn't come looking for you. If you know how people come about in internet leads, especially in like the Google PPC world, they didn't type in, show me a good agent in Dallas, Texas. They typed in homes for sale in Dallas.
Correct.
So when they're coming to your website, they're not really coming there looking for you. So you got to really understand that. Reason number 2, they don't know you. These people are what we would categorize as not Mets. They don't already know you, like you, trust you. They probably have no idea who you are. Totally a stranger. When you call up wanting to get all up in their business, they don't really know you. They have their guard up. They're not really ready to talk to you about anything other than, you know, maybe what kind of house that they're looking for.
I mean, basically, you're interrupting their day.
That's pretty much it.
Becoming
right?
a new person in their life that they really don't have time for.
So you already have this barrier between you and this person that you've got to get over. Now let's talk about reason number 3, which I think a lot of agents just don't really understand that's part of the game, and that is that these leads probably just aren't ready to buy a home. Greg, on average, when we get internet leads, how long do you think it is between the time that they register on a website, our website, and they actually do something or even get out there and meet with us for the first time?
I think we researched as long as 9 months, average 9 months, but I'd say 6 to 9 months.
So 6 to 9 months. So what that means is if you get an internet lead today and you're trying to get them out in the car, out looking at homes tomorrow, you're probably going to face a lot of resistance from those people, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, all right. So again, the 3 reasons. Number 1, they didn't come looking for you. Number 2, they don't know who you are. And number 3, they're probably just not ready. So if you as the agent, if you were just able to understand that that's the game that you need to be playing, I think that you would be playing the game a whole lot differently. Don't you think, Greg?
I agree.
Okay, so what are some ways that we combat reason number 1, which is they didn't come looking for us? What are some things that we do to combat the idea that they're not really here looking for us?
The most important thing when prospecting and talking to a lead is rapport building. These people, they don't know you, they're not your friend yet, and that's the thing, is you want to become their friend. How can we help them? We're not trying to sell them anything, we're trying to accommodate them in the biggest decision and purchase of their life. So the most important thing is we're not here to push ourselves onto them, it's to listen to them, their wants and needs, and we accommodate, but we're also allowing ourselves to figure out what their time frame is, what their motivation, what their pain and pleasure points are, and just going from there. And it's usually the first conversation is that rapport building, make them laugh, ask them questions, talk about your family, figure out what they're doing, and remember that, take great notes, and in the next conversation, follow up on your first conversation, set them up with good searches, send them a property, say, hey, is this on the right track, even if you're a year out or 6 months out, is this kind of what you're considering? Because you never know, some of these people that end up, we say 9 months, we've had a client before that said wasn't even looking right now, and then suddenly he's contacting us the next day, looking at a property, making an offer, and goes under contract.
Yeah, it seems like sometimes with these people, all of a sudden they pop. And if you're top of mind and you haven't been that pushy salesperson who's trying to get them to do something that they don't really want to do yet, that's going to turn them off from you. But if you're there as their advocate and as somebody who really hears what it is that they're looking for and understands what their time frame is, they're going to remember that and be a lot more responsive to you. Okay, so that really helps us understand and combat number one and number two, which is they didn't come looking for you and they don't know you yet. So what about number three, when they're not quite ready yet? What is the strategy that you take to deal with people who aren't ready yet? Let's say you get them on the phone and they say, oh yeah, I'm probably not looking for something for another year or two. What's your strategy from that?
Well, there's multiple approaches to that. One of them is find out why they're not ready yet, because they may think it may be a financial issue, down payment, closing costs, or credit score. So find that out. It may be, or they're in a lease. In fact, a client that I'm closing this month is in a lease until May, but we worked out something closing costs and incorporated into the purchase to help them offset the what's due with their lease to work out. So ask these questions because you may be able to help them sooner. Maybe their credit, they think their credit's too low, or maybe they just need to pay down some credit cards. We have a lender right now, or we have a couple people that can help you where they'll game plan with you and tell you exactly what you need to pay down and to get your score to what amount, to get a certain credit score and certain monthly payments or whatever it is to best serve you. Also, it could be a down payment. You can put as little as 0%. There are some zero down programs out there, some bond programs, some USDA, if you're a VA. There's a multitude of options out there. So find that out first is the most important thing. But if they're not ready, none of that works out, then you're there to prepare and game plan with them.
Right.
Preparation and research and educating them, and getting them prepared and holding their hand throughout the process is so important. Because
you said something earlier that we say all the time, which is when you get these internet leads, they're not really expecting a call. I mean, some of them are, and so when you contact them in the middle of the day, what you said earlier was you're interrupting their day. And nobody wants to be interrupted by somebody in the middle of their day that they don't know and that they're not expecting a call from. And so, understanding that game and realizing that you can't come across as the pushy salesperson who's trying to convince them to do something on a time frame that's not in alignment with their wants and their needs, and then you just have to be there and be ready as their advocate for when they are ready to get out there and follow up. We say it all the time, the fortune is in the follow-up, so you've got to have a good game plan. There's so much more we could talk about with regards to internet leads, but we wanted to just share with you a couple of reasons why we see agents failing by working with buyer internet leads. And man, there is a gold mine out there for buyer internet leads. If you would just understand what the game is and play the game correctly, you will see your income go way up when it comes to working with internet leads. So we would love to help you with this. That's why we're offering a free 30-minute business strategy session where we can talk about how we get internet leads, how much we pay for them, what our strategies are for converting them, all kinds of other things, that how we run our business here. And on top of that, we're going to tackle your #1 biggest frustration in business. And all you have to do is sign up for that. It's totally free, no obligation to sign up for anything. This is not a sales pitch for the latest and greatest real estate company out there. So we just want to help you. And again, you suck at internet leads, and there's a reason why, but it's easy to overcome. So all you have to do is ask us how. Thanks, and we hope you have some great sales out there.